Ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Master of Ceremonies and K-High Principal, Rick Dormer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. You may be seated, graduates. I want to take a moment and do our land acknowledgement, of course. I'd like to begin by saying Gunshi to the first people of this land. We pay respect to those, past and present, who have stewarded Klinkirani since time immemorial. We respectfully acknowledge the traditional first people of this land, the Sanakwan and Tantakwan. Thank you. Twist a little bit. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our school board, administration, staff, families, and Ketchikan community members who have supported these outstanding young adults over the years. My name is Rick Dormer, and as high school principal, it is my honor to welcome you on behalf of the staff of Ketchikan Gateway Borough School District as we celebrate the graduation of the class of 2024. Yeah. Well, hello, graduates. Wonderful to see you all here in Regalia, eagerly awaiting your diplomas in this wonderful celebration that marks the successful end of your public school careers. I want to thank each of you for sharing these past couple years with me here at K-High, showing me what it means to be a K-High King. When I travel around the state, people often ask, how's Ketchikan? And I always respond with, it's good. We have great students. And it's true, you guys and girls are awesome. But I haven't always felt that way. Here's a K-High story I've never told anyone yet. As most of you know, I was a principal just north of us at Petersburg High School for many years, and I attended many activities as I do here. I distinctly remember a region swim meet there at the Viking pool. If you haven't been there, the fans, they watch from up above on a balcony, and so they look down on the teams and the coaches below. For regions, we borrowed the choir risers from Mr. Lenhard, and we put them there for the teams to stand on and cheer. And during this intense race, the K-High swim team crowded on the risers, and they started cheering, let's go K-High, right? You know the cheer, right? We do it all the time, and we do it well. And they did it really loudly, and it started echoing in the pool. I mean, it was really loud. And I was a Viking fan at the time, and so I was super annoyed because the noise was just deafening, and I'm trying to cheer for the Vikings at that time. And then the choir risers collapsed. And I ran down to help because you have to go down these stairs and run through the door and everything. And then I kind of felt bad for being annoyed, and thank goodness no one got hurt. K-High Spirit's the real deal, Kings. It's powerful, it's awesome, and I think you'll appreciate even more when you graduate and spend some time and kind of look back. Maybe when you, in the future, have some children who get involved in activities, I hope you reflect back on just how amazing K-High Spirit and pride really is. I am at my roots a Philomath warrior, if I knew that, and I thought we had the best spirit. But then I heard from friends who came up for the Clark Cochran tournament just a couple of years ago, if you remember, they were here, and they said they wish Philomath had the spirit that K-High had. It's like, awesome. That's right. Graduates, you all have that mighty K-High fire that fuels your purpose, which you are just beginning to continue to discover and explore. Here's kind of a long quote, but it's really got some good wisdom for you, I hope, from George Bernard Shaw. He writes a play called Man and Superman. This is what he says. This is the true joy in life, being used for a purpose, recognized by yourself as a mighty one. Being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, And as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it what I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Isn't that awesome? Kings, that's how I pray you live your life. A force of nature. We've seen that here in these halls. Force of nature who works hard throughout their life, not as a brief candle, but as a splendid torch. Those are great words. Burn as brightly as you can as you pave the way for future generations of kings to have that same outstanding foundation you had here in this building. If you haven't stopped in a while, and I bet you haven't, you've had a busy, especially last couple months, these words are printed in the Commons at KHI right outside those doors. In life, I hope to be remembered for my kindness, not popularity. I hope to bring a piece of joy to someone's day, not a rude comment. I hope to dedicate my life to helping others, not to ignoring them, and I hope to make the world a better place, not just exist. Just right outside the doors there. Wise words that we have all walked by probably hundreds of times, right? Now, one last story, if you'd allow me to share. I grew up, again, out in Philomath in a pretty small home, way out in the country. I had to drive about 20 minutes on a country road to get in. And I was raised, we had 3 channels on the television out there in the country. And we had to go and find a knob that we had to turn on a black box in the corner behind the love seat. That's how old I am. Sometimes when it got stuck or it kind of get crooked or out of sorts, we would climb up on the roof to adjust the antenna to watch 3 channels. So some of my favorite shows were naturally on PBS. I'd watch a lot of Sesame Street and, of course, Mr. Rogers. Now, if I kept the TV on too long, the Electric Company, anyone, would come on. Thank you, I got a couple nods. Followed by Bob Ross's painting show, and he's making a comeback. I appreciate Bob now than I did more as a child. And if I was watching his painting show, I was at that point bored and just watching TV to watch TV. This is similar to y'all now watching Never Have I Ever or Riverdale nowadays, probably should turn it off and do something else. Sorry if I offended any Riverdale fans out there. But there are a lot of positive messages on the street and for Mr. Rogers. And then later on, when I first started teaching, he made this little book. And one of the quotes that impacted him also impacted my life. And it goes like this: don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And go do that, because what the world needs is people who've come alive. That's by Gil Bally. Hey, here's a hot tip for you, seniors. Many of you will not end up in the exact career that you think you have planned right now. And I don't mean that at all to be negative. You're going to grow and change so much over the next few years. I pray that each of you will find what makes you come alive. Pursue that, and you will, without any doubt, make this world a better place, and I know you will. So venture on, graduates, as products of a community that has supported you, a school system that has invested in you, and from families that love you immensely. And burn brightly for you and those around you, would you? Just as we have poured ourselves into your lives these past years, go forward here from this graduation ceremony. Be a force of nature. Who has come alive in their purpose in this world. And don't ever, ever, ever lose that KHI spirit. One last time, would you? Say it with me, graduates. And, as always, Kings. Congratulations, the class of 2024.